On November 16th, 2021, Late Night Pies released a video titled, "Rodrick is the only normal one in his family?" As a Diary of a Wimpy Kid fan, naturally I was excited to watch the video and analyze his perspective. But after watching, I realized that I agree with almost none of the points. And as a Diary of a Wimpy Kid content creator, I believe that my rebuttal won't go unnoticed. This video is meant to be a response to the claim that Rodrick is a normal person. I will only be using evidence from the books to support my opinion, because I think we all know that Rodrick in the movies is an absolute stunner. Let's start off with the argument of this video.
Perspective and take everyone's actions beyond face value, you begin to realize everyone's oddities, except Rodrick. Again, I'm not saying that he's an amazing person or anything like that, but compared to the rest of his family, he's completely normal.
The thesis of your argument is that Rodrick, in comparison to all of the other Heffley members, isn't that bad, and by virtue of comparison, can be considered to be the only normal person. This is a very interesting way to phrase an argument. After all, you could make the argument that Rodrick is normal simply because of who he is, and not in comparison to everyone else. Likewise, you can say Rodrick is actually a relatively good person, and not just a normal boy. The reason why I'm pointing out these two alternatives is because these two arguments are much harder to prove. Hence, you ignored the alternatives and made the claim that Rodrick is a normal teenager. A common theme throughout this video is that Rodrick's mischief comes in the form of silly pranks.
Essentially, this is all Rodrick really does. It's dumb, but for the most part, it's harmless fun.
You conveniently leave out the fact that Rodrick has assaulted Greg on multiple occasions. Not only that, but he has frequently gone out of his way to put his younger brother's life in danger. Throwing someone in the back of a van full of heavy drumming equipment and driving over speed bumps isn't a prank. That is an intent to injure. Pushing a child who barely knows how to swim off of a 10-foot diving board isn't a joke. It is incredibly dangerous. Rodrick just does what he wants, when he wants, for the sake of antagonizing his younger brother, and of course, this reflects his parents.
If you're raised with parents who do stuff like this your whole life, then it's hard to blame Rodrick. It's not like he enabled himself. Sure, Rodrick gets a tattoo, but what do his parents do about it? Again, nothing. If his parents aren't gonna say anything about it, then why stop?
But here's a thought. Don't you think Rodrick has disappointed and let down his parents so many times to the point where they have completely given up on him? I mean, their expectations of him are incredibly low for Frank to be overjoyed at his eldest son for standing up and putting his underwear away.
Frank's ignorance and neglect of Rodrick is visible in the other time Rodrick injured Greg in The Last Straw. There, Rodrick shot Greg with a paintball gun. Frank didn't reprimand Rodrick and instead told Rodrick to pay Greg the 50 cents for winning the bet. Rodrick proceeds to shoot Greg again. Since I had deduced that the Heffley family lives in Massachusetts, according to state law, Rodrick would be facing a serious penalty or even jail.
Let's also not forget that Rodrick blackmailed Greg for several months into doing whatever he wanted. Greg was forced to not speak about Rodrick's party, and he had to help his older brother clean up the evidence. Despite Greg not participating in the party at all, it is Rodrick's threat of blackmail that prevents Greg from telling his parents the truth. As a result, Frank and Susan believe Greg was an accomplice and was thus punished. It is by sheer luck also that Greg is not subjected to the ridicule of his classmates after his older brother exposes his secret. Here are some other things that Late Night Pie said that are just incorrect. Like, you can easily find this information in the books if you truly have claimed to read the book over 20 times.
He's played for a part-time job.
No, that is not true. Rodrick only filled in for one night because the regular drummer was sick.
He offers Greg his pants for church after his got dirty, meaning he'd go in with no pants so that his brother wouldn't have stained pants.
Again, not true. Rodrick chooses to give Greg his pants so that he himself could skip church service. Rodrick, as revealed in The Last Straw, is bored during church and dislikes attending it. He isn't doing this to help his brother, he's doing it for personal gain. The worst part is that Rodrick is Greg's brother. Sure, you can say that Rodrick isn't bad in comparison to the rest of the family, but is Rodrick really a good brother? The answer is obvious, no. In fact, Greg is a much better brother to his siblings. Greg, despite all of his faults, helped Rodrick with his science fair project. Greg also tries to play and have some fun with Manny, despite his younger brother being treated like a prince. Greg even tries to give Manny some advice on selecting Christmas presents based on his past experiences. Rodrick, on the other hand, uses Manny to sell his chocolate bars and uses him to annoy Greg, as seen in what I like to call the hump incident. It's interesting to consider that Greg suffers the most in his family, yet he cares the most about them. Every single member of the Heffley family has problems, but at least they have a side of them that is clearly well-intentioned. Greg is a narcissistic sociopath, but he puts his family first. Susan is a Karen and an irrational wielder of justice, but she cares deeply for her family and wants the best for her kids. Frank may be disagreeable and insecure, but like Susan, he provides for his family and wants his kids to succeed. Manny is just a psychopath. Rodrick, though, doesn't do anything to warrant praise or even make us forget that he is a troublemaker. Rodrick is, at the end of the day, a bully with a passion for the drums. Thank you very much for watching this video. This is my first time doing an outro. I didn't really know what to put for the video portion of this outro, so you get to watch me work in Microsoft Excel. Sorry for the lack of content recently. I've been working hard on video ideas and editing this video. This is in addition to my university classes that I've started a couple of days ago, so I've just kind of been busy. I hope it was worth the wait. My videos on this channel are probably going to be longer, similar to the length of this video, and also more elaborate, but they will still mostly be on Diary of a Wimpy Kid and other entertainment mediums. I'm just thinking of ways to grow the channel. If you enjoyed, consider leaving a like or even subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. Thanks.